1 Mbps upload, huh? Says 2K, you fucking lied. That's not 2K. Minutes for it to fucking come back, huh? This, yeah, I just got. Can't. I just need to wait. This is fucking stupid. $20 kbps. Okay, 1,000 kbps. Okay, it's at 2,000. Like, I know when it lags when my fucking model lags, because the model is also connected, right? So when I'm not moving, I know there's lags. 2,000, it is at 2,000 right now. I don't know if it's like stable though. We'll just wait. It's like 1 FPS now. You just can't. At least it's not disconnecting. Yet. Okay, it's going drain. You know, like, the graph when, like, a heart beats? It's, like, doing that right now. Okay, it's like, it was... Let me just wait. Let me wait for, like, another second. Okay, I think it's stable. It's been stable for a minute. Coral accept this extremely cogent photographic trend as evidence. Okay. Can't believe that he's had a photograph like that up his sleeve the entire time. Yeah, okay, just that. Such a stark image. I'm generally lost for words. Wait a minute, I don't understand. How did you... I mean, who took that photograph? Yeah.
Objection!
That's of no importance yet, bruh. Stop trying to divert attention, bruh. Oh. Bruh. That's an absurd thing to say. It's crucially important. Whoever took this photographic print was a witness to her death. The court must allow to hear this person's testimony. Yeah, so it's like for you people. I'll uphold the defense demand. The prosecution will reveal the identity of the person responsible for taking this photograph at once. Well, I'm afraid I cannot do that. Pardon? You see, this print arrived at the Empire Police Radio headquarters by express posted it yesterday, so we don't know. But there was nothing to indicate the senator's name or address. The provenance of the print is unknown. Goodness! Are we to understand then, Consul, that in full knowledge of the fact that this photograph has the murkiest of origins, you nevertheless believe it fit the submission as evidence in the Supreme Court? When you first produced that print before, I noticed that you hesitated for a brief moment. Because you knew that it wasn't completely reliable evidence, didn't you? Silence, you Yoko students and bad-brain professor. What matter is the blatant truth that this print so adequately expresses. But the defendant has already admitted to pulling the blade from the wound. Clearly this isn't the moment that the knife was plunged into the victim's back, but the moment it was withdrawn. Don't waste this course time with your ramblings. Indeed, without knowledge of who produced this print, we have no means of verifying the claim. And the scene it captured is without doubt the most compelling evidence presented to the court. If the defense is unable to shed any further light on the matter, I believe the conclusion is clear. Oh no. Sato, this is the time for you to fight. If what you've established so far is true, then there can only be no doubt. This photograph shows the moment that Ray retrieved the blade from the victim. Yes, we just need to prove that somehow. You have plenty of time to rue your defeat on the slow train back to the province. To rue the day you came up against Tsushi Aichi in a court of law. I can't determine who took the photograph, then trial is going to come to an end. There must be a clue somewhere. There must be some way of working out who took it. Well, Consul. Yeah. Your Excellency, the burning question is who took that photograph, and the truth is, I have the answer. He's not in the people, though, no? In the court record? The photograph? Isn't about whether I can or I can't come up with the answer now. Simply have to. The identity of the person who took this dramatic photographic print is, I assure you, something the defense can and will reveal. What? No, you can't possibly. But as you so boldly claim that you can, please, enlighten us. Unfortunately, I'm unable to present a name. How utterly underwhelming. Did you really believe you could? Yeah, let's go. However, I am able to present evidence. The defense has a piece of evidence that reveals important details about the photographer's identity. What? Wait a sec. Very well then, Consul. Present your proof to the court. Piece of evidence you claim reveals something about identity of the mystery photographer. Oh, it's the name? Wait a sec. The tree? I don't see any. What happened? Stupid internet wanted to, like, fuck me. Yeah, I can't click people here, so it's not RM the pin, right? I have actually no idea. Crime scene photo. Is it the crime scene photo? Oh, the location right now. I have no idea. Oh, it just was present. I have no idea. The piece of evidence is wrong. In question is this. Wrong? No. I'm afraid, Console, that when presenting evidence, must learn to temper those wide, nervous eyes. Bruh. Obligated to penalize you for the lack of focus in both your eyes and your answer, bruh. Would you care to squeeze your head and your hands again, Console? To punish yourself for presenting such utterly irrelevant evidence. I squeeze my head as many times as it takes to win this case trial. Your Excellency, may I? You may present another piece of evidence, but no more squeezing, Console. The pen? I have no fucking idea. It can't be the newspapers, though. Is this the photo?
Take that!
No. So it's the pen then. It has to be the pen. Uh-oh. There.
Take that!
Okay, no. It's the newspapers. We died. Guilty. Okay, well, that'll do. I'm now satisfied that no reasonable doubt remains in this matter. The defense has constantly failed to refute adequately the assertions of the prosecution. Therefore, I hereby pronounce the defendant Ray. Okay. Just court adjourned. We just opened the door again. It's fine. Yeah. So it's like one of the newspapers. I mean, it can't be the report, right? It's the one of the articles then.
Take that!
Okay. What is that? A newspaper again. England returns to law. Okay. That's not the headline that's relevant here, Your Excellency. It's the photograph. It's the same? Oh, this thing! Yes, yes, yes. If you look at closely, you'll notice that there are some white lines on the right-hand side. Yeah. Oh, yes, indeed. They had already caught my eye as it happens. Ha, what of it? A shadow of some kind, presumably, from the branches of a tree or the like. No, it's like, yeah, there's no tree growing inside my laboratory at the university, I can assure you. Now, if you look closely at this photograph. Yeah. Good gracious. Yes, exactly the same pattern of lines is present on this photograph too.
Attention!
Well, that tells us nothing. Ha, yes, it's a shadow of some kind, definitely, from the branches of a tree. It's not even a shadow, it's like what? There wouldn't be any tree going inside a hunt at the beach, also. Nope. What's quite remarkable about it is that two patterns are absolutely identical. How could such an extraordinary serially have transpired? Curious matching pattern that appears on both photographic print as a result of camera defect. Technique? Obviously. It must be due to a problem with the camera used to take the photographs. But with the photographic device? Yes. We can confidently say that the camera lens must be scratched, and that the scratch lens caused unwanted lines to appear on every print taken with the evidence, with the device. In short, the two photographs under consideration here were taken with the same camera. Yeah. But there must be hundreds of such camera devices here in the capital. It would be utterly impossible to identify the owner of this particular one. I think you're forgetting, Prosecutor Aichi, that one of the photographer featured in a newspaper article. Be like, who's the photographer? Huh? Newspaper, That's right. The author of that article is the mystery witness to this crime. What? Mimu? They're gonna just self-report themselves right here. Yeah. I see why you were called a Araxis England returnee. What are you yelling about? You've already testified. It's memo, I tell you. Mini memo? Mini memo. Memo? Sasaki-san? What was that? Did you say minimum memo? Ever since I returned to Japan, a reporter from the Shoyu News has been hounding me, following me every move. A reporter by the name Raiten Miniman, yes, hounding me from dawn till dusk. Now that he's mentioned it, yeah. Yep. Strictly spying snapshots, scribble stories, and scribble my privacy. Could that same reporter be? Yeah. Summon him, a camera to the left of him, a notebook to the right. There I am, struck in the middle with Raiten and Minimeno. So you're saying that this picture was taken by Mini Memo, yes. My lord, your excellency, a square? Officer, find his UCB reporter at once and bring him to my courtroom. We'll adjourn for a short recess in the meantime. Okay. Oh. Yes, your excellency. As you say, your excellency. And one more thing. Oh my god, I want this knife to murder weapon examined for traces of poison. I mean, you can't find it because of new poison. You will solicit the assistant of the Empire University Medical Department for the task. Understood. Yeah. Mimni memo. So we're like halfway the tutorial. Okay. I'm so sorry, Susato. I should have told you about the toxin. Yep, exactly. Right? You have a strong sense of responsibility, I know. That's why you decided to shoulder the burden alone. No, that's not at all. She didn't want to go. I was scared of my failure coming to light, that's all. So I hope to retrieve the substance from the English woman before anyone found out. Before the trial started, do you remember what you said, Sato? That you had no doubt in my mind about my innocence. That you stand by me to the last. I remember. And yet I didn't deserve your trust in me. You'll laugh? I hide important details from you, Susato. I completely betrayed your faith in me. Hit me, Susato. I deserve it. No, in fact, throw me to the floor. Yeah. No, that's too good for me as well. Drag me through the city streets. I'm no better, you know? Oh? Yeah, I doubt. Even though in my heart I knew that you'll pull the knife blade from her back. There was just a brief moment when in my mind, I doubted you. Susato, I'm sorry. After I stood here and promised that I'll stand by you and always be on your side. I betrayed your faith in me too. And as such, I failed you as a lawyer. Oh no. I think this situation has taught both of you a valuable lesson. Placing your unbridled faith in another is no easy task. Yes, father. That fact has certainly struck home. Which is why I can see it more clearly now. So, Ray, yes? Can you find it in your heart to forgive me? Oh, Susato. You know you'll always be a grand and dashing lawyer in my eyes now. Oh, Ray. Okay. Back to court. I was so scared, you know, when it happened. Didn't know what was going on. The English woman was sitting at the back of the hut listening to what I'm saying. I know it was you who stole the poison. Well, now, whatever do you mean? And then, a moment later, she suddenly got to her feet. Yeah. Before collapsing on the floor in front of me, with a knife in her back. It all happened right before my eyes. And you were the only people in the hut at all the time. At the time, that's right. Just her and myself, there was no one else. So I just don't understand how she could possibly have been stabbed like that. A great mystery indeed. Still can't believe it happened. That's why I just couldn't bring myself to speak up. It'll be alright. However it happened and whatever really went on by the sea that day, I promise you that I'm going to prove everything you've said you saw is true. Spoken like a true Mikotoba. Now, I think we should discuss what's coming up in the trial, don't you? We don't have much time. We must make sure we have our facts in order. Yes, I expect the poison is going to come under close scrutiny in the upcoming proceedings. The police should hopefully have identified it on the blade by now. The trouble is, it's a completely new laboratorial synthesized blend of alkaloid. Yeah, not gonna get tested yet. The police won't even have any way of testing for it. Oh, I see. Yes, without this chemical reagent, it's impossible to detect toxin. Why didn't you give it to them then? Chemical reagent. I sent a colleague of mine off with some earlier to deliver to police headquarters. Okay, they did already. I think perhaps you should have some as well, though, just in case. Okay, we put it on the pen, yeah. Chemical has been entered into the court record. Can I use it now? What's the matter, Sasato? It's suddenly very quiet. It's a newspaper article. Exclusive. Deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory. I'm wondering how the information got out. Given that it was a government secret. It was all the English woman's doing. What? It was when the professor and Sasaki-san were being interviewed at the laboratory. That so-called English lady swan in and without any compunction said to Professor Mikotoba. Oh, Professor, surely your guests would love to hear about your work on that substance there. Bruh. It put me in a very awkward position, to be frank. But Sasaki-san's curiosity had been piqued, so I had little choice but to give him a courtesy interaction, bruh. Shaking my head. The label appears to be written in a foreign language that I don't know. It's German. So your knowledge of English is going to be of little help here, I'm afraid. Couldn't you have just written medicine on it in Japanese and we'll be able to read it? German is the international language of medicine, my dear. But yes, I can certainly see the merit in labeling the bottle in Japanese. Though I'm not sure medicine would be entirely appropriate. I can't open this? That's it, I can't, okay. Can I do this though? This is all the same. I guess we'll have to use it in court when the show comes up then. So then, Sasaki-san knew about the poison. Yes, and it's highly likely that the reporter who was writing up the story about us would have caught a glimpse of the toxin too. There's been many memos on. By the way, did that reporter join you all when you went to the beach? Oh. No, I don't remember the reporter being there. Indeed, he shouldn't have been. I very much doubt anyone would have wanted him there. Oh, a known criminal had been given permission by the authorities to bathe by the seaside. Sasaki-san pointed out that inviting a reporter might be problematic, so the man was sent back to his office. Yet he obviously didn't go back. He secretly followed the party to the beach and took this very candy photograph. And then, presumably, he posted it anonymously to the police. Ah. Yes, that must be what happened. Console? We've just heard that the new witness is now ready to testify. Let's go. The trial's about to resume. Please proceed into the courtroom at once. Signed to steal ourselves once again, then. Defense attorney Lunaro Naruhodo. Yes? Yeah. Ray has put her faith in me and now then told me everything, so I can't let her down. I have to prove that what she's telling to court is true. Have to prove what really happened that day. I hereby call this court to order as we reconvene to continue the trial of Ray Mimavi. Prosecutor Aichi, have you summoned a new witness? Before I address that question, Your Excellency, I have some very important news to share. Did you get the... Did you use the thing that we sent? Oh, what news? And why does he look so happy about it? During the recess with the... Yeah, it's just not on a knife. It's on the pen. During the recess with the collaboration of Professor Mikotoba Laboratory at Yume University. Yeah. The police re-examined the knife that was used to end her life. Excellent. I admire your rapid handling of the matter. Oh, too kind, Your Excellency. Too kind. I was merely carrying out your instructions, of course. I had the reagent delivered to police headquarters by rickshaw so it could be there in good time. But judging by the man's swagger, I feared we might need to brace ourselves for the inevitable. And Consul, what were the results? The dagger, which was so cruelly used to end the life of the victim, had no trace of poison anywhere along its blade. What? Are you sure about that? Yeah. I would stake the reputation of the police on it, which is like, there's no reputation anyways. Armed with the rule, they couldn't have made a mistake. The murder weapon has been entered. Okay. I mean, we can look at this. In short, the accused's feeble execution earlier has been utterly destroyed. Let me see. Oh, blood. Oh yes, this must be the victim's blood. Oh dear, blood is never a pretty sight, is it? Having to fight the urge to run it under a hot tap and get it clean. Always been fastidious about cleanliness, haven't you? I think this is something else, fodder. That's it. Nothing here to click. Yeah. Okay. Ah! Now, the prosecution is ready to call the new witnesses. The newspaper reporter who managed to capture a photograph of the crucial moment. Good. Very well, officer. Bring in the witness. Bring in the killer. No trace of poison on the knife. But if that's really the case, how could the toxin have entered the victim's body? The pen. So. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Oh, there's some ink. Write in mini memo of Show You News. I'm what people like to call a journal. What's a journal, fodder? Do you know? It's simply a contraction of journalist. I'm here where the news breaks. Yeah, oh yeah, it's his pen. Putting pen and paper to catch those scoops so they're in print the next morning. They don't call me the hero of the hurl for nothing. The nice guy of news. Easy. Oh, so it was you who took this photograph, was it? Oh yeah, RN, the mini memo? Right in? Well, what we have here. I'm sorry. Erase yourself, people. Mini memo senses a skill and the offing. Thanks for the front. Ni hao, ni hao. Female student to self-play defended by a curiosity, handsome young lawyer in the Supreme Court. Also, it's just like he's a killer, but we need to do 2 more hours of reading to get through this tutorial case here. The readers will elapse this will set it above the mode at 72 point in a 5-leg format for the morning edition. I mean, this is clearly the killer. Like, it's too obvious. It's easy because it's the trail case, but we're like halfway, so they gotta be like, I wonder where's the toxin? It'd be like, here, this pen. Oh, prove that is your pen. I'll click on the. I mean, you either click on the back of the symbol or you click on the RM. And be like, oh, I can't believe it. 对，走流程，肯定得走流程。Right then, let's start with your name. Oh, it's Renato Naruhodo. Next, what made you want to become a lawyer? Well, I wanted to reform our country's legal system, I suppose. Ronaldo has suddenly become very ambitious, I see. I just borrowed Kazuma Sama's dream for a while. By the way, my name is Takezuchi. Nobody asked you. That is Takezuchi Aiuchi. So, the so-called dark horse, oh my god, dark horse of the Supreme Court, my objections strike fear into every defense lawyer's heart. No, the Raiders won't buy that. What? Witness. Yes. What his court demands to know is whether or not you were responsible for taking this picture. I mean, he could say no, and then we can't prove that. He could be like, there's thousands of broken glass on the photograph. Like, that doesn't mean it's mine. And then end of discussion here. And then we get guilty. Yeah, I wouldn't be a journal if I didn't click quick when presented with a scoop like that now, would I? Sometimes stories call out to me. Sometimes I have to chase them down, but either way, you got to be fast. Fast legs to run with and a fast hand to write with. It's no good if you don't note it down, I always say. That's what I call my many memoism. Is many memoirs? Oh yes, I remember your face. We met that day when you were interviewing myself and Sasaki-san. Yes, right? That was me. Many memo again. But you're supposed to be going back to the Shoyu News office after a meeting. But the scoop is, I didn't. Because that English woman's word had piqued my journalistic interest. Miss Brett's words. A criminal, left to do as she please just because she happens to be a British citizen. Oh my god. It's horse dung, this country's there to show us rotten in the court. That's the motive? What what menu giveaway? I could do this. Where is it? The Supreme Court's ruling aren't worth the paper they're written on. The police are just imperial pawns. Wow. Look at motive here. Stay your tongue, young man. There are complex political issues at play. Huh? Well, anyway. I quickly jotted down those words she said in my memo pad. Are you ready? I'll read it out. It's all here, right? Here goes. I should like to go with everyone to see your country's ghost. Bro, wait, okay, so this is the same pen. He just crushes this and the pen just goes back intact. Serious criminal going on some junket. The people need to know about this. You see? Bruh! He twisted it and then now it's not break. It's not broken anymore. That's why I decided to sneak after them. To get the woman's story so I could hammer her in the press. Do you mean to say that you did indeed witness it firsthand? I was the killer. The grim scene portrayed in this photograph. Oh yes, I saw it with my very own journal eyes, from start to finish. Through the viewfinder of my trusty camera. It's like magic. This is a magic pen. Magical pencil. Thank you, many memo-san. You will now give a formal testimony before the court. You will state exactly what it is that you witnessed of the events surrounding Miss Brett's death. Okay. Easy. Well, we're gonna have like 3 cross with him. Camera never lies. As we have did how many cases? 50 cases? That doesn't mean shit. The GenmuChun was made of shoddy old reed screens, so there were plenty of gaps I could see inside through. Okay. Camera should have a picture then. Yeah, that was the picture that he took. He was trying to pin it on the girl. The English woman was sitting on a stool where the student girl came in and started arguing with her. Seconds later, the girl pulled out a knife, throwing the English woman to the floor as she stabbed her in the back. My shouldering journal server burst into flames quick as a flash. I whipped out my camera, ready to click. Pull apart a rough weave of one of the scenes and poke the lens through for the perfect shot. Also, like, he... doing this. Bruh. Oh, that's it? Okay. Got across. Raised strings, you say? Right? You can see them clearly through enough in that great shot I snapped. What? Oh, right here? The hung walls were just screens made of coarsely woven raids. I don't see it in the other photo, though. Yes, it allows the rays to pass through and bring some relief from the summer heat. And it was a race for me to poke my camera through and see the whole thing hotting up. Ignoring the time being the appalling invasion of privacy involved. Did you witness everything that happened from the moment of the defendant and turn to hunt? Oh yes, I saw it. I saw the whole thing from start to finish. And you say that you took the photograph through a gap in one of the screens. Luckily for me, you were pretty shoddily woven. I pulled the rays apart and thrust the lens of my camera through the gap. Would I get away with it or would I be seen? It was the gamble of a lifetime. A tendency of purpose that's considered admirable in journalist, I suppose. Run a risk one day, run a script the next. That's many memos in a nutshell. You think he'll be good friends with Larta? At last, it would appear we have a genuine witness to this wicked crime. The evidence and the testimony are extremely compelling. I believe we may be close to a verdict. No. Wonderful news, Your Excellency. Wonderful. Nevertheless, it cannot be denied. That successfully begs one very large question. What question? Exclusive news. A thoroughly photograph. All the marks of an exceptional story for the reporter. 4 man's blowflex? Oh, the thing that he posed? Why then was the story never published? That's for tomorrow's paper? That's right. This thing? This is called blowflex? Our nose is like scraps? It seems clear to me that there are circumstances at play here that are yet to be determined. Yeah. More pathetic excuses. Very well then, Consul. Proceed with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Excellency. There's more to this reporter than meets the eye. He's keeping something about this case very close to his chest. Okay. Camera never lies. Let's go.
Hold it!
What made you want to see what was happening inside the beach hut in the first place? Call it a journal instinct. Can you think of a better reason? Oh, I don't know. Perhaps because as well as being a proven criminal, the person inside was a young woman. Huh? Oh, I see where you're going with this. Brace yourself, people. He's painting the journal as a voyeur. It's hardly standard, sir. You had a camera and you were taking a picture without the woman's knowledge. Nope, you got it all wrong, little student boy. He's a douche? I mean, he's the killer. Sorry? To my mind, all that was inside hut was a scoop. Nothing more, nothing less. Scoop, no gender, man or woman is on news. That's not even minimalism, it's basic journalism. If only the courtroom was as indiscriminated, yeah. Right, so if that's all buttoned up, can we move on? Let's go. Tell the court then. Witness, what sight befill your eyes when you look inside a hunt? It has to be like stuff like, right here. A sight that indicates my general instinct, that's what. When I pull back the rays, I can see it all as clear as day. It has to be like details of like what he says in here.
Hold it!
Still argue. So you actually saw Minbabi-san entering the hunt. Yep. And she was raging. Raging like my journal spirit. An argument you mentioned. What was that about exactly? You stole it! I didn't steal it! That kind of thing. Talking about the poison, I suppose. The student girl walked right up to the English woman and really started laying into her. I mean, if she laid into her anymore, there would have been eggs. What? That man should have been an author. The descriptive tellers are wasted on journalism, but the students ranting filled on deaf ears, like a Japanese person listening to English for the first time. He really ought to work on his similes first, though, to be honest. Anyway, the point is that woman in the dock was mightily angry, and her temper finally got the better of her, it seemed. Dear me. Which was the climatic moment that I caught on film. Okay, second later. Stab her in the back. Was it a Lund? Do you swear before this court that you actually saw the precise moment when the stabbing took place? Really funny video what English sounds like to a non-English speaker. Yeah. There's also like people like on TikTok doing like what does sounds like in other language, like to like not like people that don't speak that language, and it's like the same tones and like dribbly like BS. The rise moment, I didn't just that. I saw the whole hellish scene played out. Yeah. Like stuff like that. Okay, that's not. I don't know what's that language, but like people have done that for like other languages as well. To finish. I have here a simple plan of beach hut. Perhaps you could use it to explain to the court exactly what you witnessed. Right you are, it's all there in my memento notepad. You think the stuff on his hand is actually the fucking poison? Oh, got a fucking nap here. When I first peered into the hut, sure that the English woman, Behaja, was on the stool at the back of the hunt here. Yes, the accused's own testimony to confirm that. She just sat at the back of the hunt, slowly, sweetly, is what I've noted down. It's my turn to testify now, try not to interrupt. Then, the next moment, as I was watching, Fan, the evil student girl entered the hut. After a while, the pair of them ended up in the middle of the hut, arguing furiously. Oh. Okay, the English woman went for the student, but the girl dodged out of the way. And in a flash, plunged a knife into her adversary's back as the two passed each other. What you describe as a grim crime indeed. Never sugarcoat the truth. That's what many memoism says. Okay. By the way, many men was on. I mean, it has to be the footprints, though. What so you were watching that terrible scene unfold before your eyes through the gap in the screen? Did it not occur to you to try to prevent the tragedy rather than capture it on film? Nope. Journal have to be observers. We can't get involved. That's our raison d'etre. So you didn't converse with Miss Brett at all? Obviously not. An observer always remain on the outside looking in. And that's something to be proud of, is it? That's your job? Your Excellency, if I may. Yes, Professor? I think the witness's last expertly phrased statement should perhaps be added to his formal testimony. Let's go. Father, what are you? I will grant the defense request. Many memos on, you will supplement your formal testimony with the aforementioned statement. 对，质量很好。Well, analysis is the foundation of many memos, but I'll gladly prove that my words aren't meaningless. Okay, let's just cross this as well. Never once set foot in a hut. Nor speak is this line. Yeah. I was there only as a server. And then we showed a photo of the footprints? Really? You didn't set foot inside a hut at all? Are you quite sure about that? I think you may have the wrong impression of me. We're talking about a murder scene here. My nerves were stretched to breaking point already. Oh, I see. You were scared. Maybe I did have the wrong impression of you. Yes. It was all I could do to stifle a scream and hold my hand steady enough to snap the shot. You really should have summoned help before thinking of your camera. Many minimalism and humanism don't always agree. Most of the time in those instances, many minimalism comes out on top. Ha! As a sculpture of stories, sometimes I had to be true for my art. Yes, that's spot on. Surely he's making all this up. He claims to have spied the whole affair from start to finish. If true, his testimony is devastating. But it does seem as though he's holding something back, doesn't he? Doesn't it? If that's how you feel, I suggest that you trust your instinct and press it on everything he said. I already did, no? As you've no doubt seen done many times before in your role as judicial assistant. Yes, I have. I've seen witnesses like this press often. I know exactly what to do. I mean, it's the footprints, the added one. Is this? Yeah, it has to be this though.
Objection!
No! What about a witness last statement here? Well, the question is, console, what about those wide eyes of yours? Well, it's the map. Alright, I just need to try to retain, climb, and examine the evidence again. It's the map then. Is this photo? Let me see. It's the map, no.
Objection!
No, it's the photo. Bruh. Okay. Is it not this line? No, it has to be. It has to be the photo.
Objection!
Okay, it's the photo. No, it's not. What the fuck? I must object to his last statement. Uh-oh. And evidence you trust in my direction is supposed to prove your point. I apologize. I did present it rather more forcefully than I intended to. You will kindly refrain from these overly exuberant outbursts, console, be they verbal or material. Uh-oh. Really put me in my place there. No, it has to be this line. No, I spoke with the English woman. Didn't he spoke with the English woman because of the chemical? He said she said something? Yeah, poison stolen, no.
Objection!
No. Uh-oh. Is it not this line? It has to be this photo then. No, I already did both photos. Debate. The back. Nor I spoke. Yeah, the chemical, no? Is it not the chemical? But I don't know.
Objection!
No, okay. We're like halfway through all the evidence here. Wait, I have to cross everything again then. Why don't you have cross everything? Just the last lines to add the additional here. Yeah.
Hold it!
Yeah. Where would I be right now? In jail, that's where. Oh, this is new. Wait. What do you think to make or reflect on what you were doing? No, a journal job is to collect tiny snippets of life as obtrusively as possible. Leave nothing but footprints. Take nothing but photos. Yes, that's spot on. Did he just make that up? The point is, the witness risked his life and limb to obtain his photograph, and his photograph reveals the whole truth. There's nothing more to be said. Claim to have spied. Wait, that's not the line that got added in. Okay. It's this.
Hold it!
Right. A rare desire to capture the incident on film, sure. But why then did you choose to post the photograph anonymously to the police? Wait, I didn't. Wait a second, I didn't click cross on these. I'm afraid I don't understand a word that's coming out of your mouth. I'm asking you why, as a journalist, you decided not to make a story out of the incident. Yeah. Think of me as a sculptor who makes art out of the sordid, private details of other people's life. But I never discuss my own personal life on principle. I mean, that's basic memoism. It's not something to boast about. No doubt your burning desire to see the truth exposed and justice done was what motivated you. That's it. That's brilliant. My burning desire to see something or other exposed. And there has to be a good reason why he didn't think to write an article about what he saw, though. By your own admission, you were outside the hunt. How then? Did you manage to take the photograph? Yeah. Oh, yes, Dad. I'm glad you asked. Okay, I'm going, like, backwards here.
Hold it!
It was this line. Hold the floor, and then you add the footprint. Right, yeah. Oh, yeah, see? I already been through this one. So I didn't cross the last two lines. Yeah. Yeah. Memo pad. Yeah. I think it's still that line, though. The line that got added from here. Because we can't show like there's no line right now that we say like, oh, you're hiding it because you're the killer. Yeah, also looking. Yeah, add. And then this never.
Hold it!
Oh yeah, I see, like we were here, and then they went to the front. That's fine. Let me save first. Oh wait, roofs. I hope it's the last line. Pull out a knife, throw the English into the floor. It has to be the last line. Or is it not the last line? I mean, I already did everything here. Nor I spoke. Did I show the art? I already showed both the pictures. Is it a knife? Is it a lung? Stab her in the back. I have no idea, bruh. I already did this. Oh, we showed the pen. We're like, is there a pen?
Objection!
Oh my god, we already okay, we're going fast. We're already accusing that as their pen. Until now I had a firm belief that newspapers are in the business of uncovering and publishing the truth. You're spot on here. The press don't lie, which is why I'm proud to wear the emblem of the Shoyu News on my arm. Yeah. Emblem, yeah. In the way that's more than many memoism. Sadly, though, it seems the journalists who wrote for those papers don't always share the same passion for the truth. But what are you suggesting with those recriminatory wars, console? Bullying, the press don't lie. Yeah, of course, I know, right? Imagine? Do you recognize this fountain pen? Ah! This pen was found at the scene of her death. In fact, the murderer victim was gripping it in her hand as she died. What are you? If you look at the barrel of the pen, you'll notice that its owner's initial are engraved here. RM. Yes, thank you for bringing that up, console. The initials of the accused, Raymond Bobby. Is it a coincidence, I wonder? That your initials are also RM? No. Right in mini memo, RM. That's horse dung. Can't you see? One of the central tenets of minimalism is being a pencil user. You're oh, that's the ink smudge. And yet, as a court was still able to see on your right hand, there are very obvious blue ink stain. It appears that you must have rather carelessly left it somewhere recently. Yeah. Your favorite fountain pen, that is. Horsey dung. What is horsey dung? Keep saying that. Minnie Memo-san, is it not the case that before she died, you met with her in that beach hut? Why would we listen to this absurd nonsense? It's nothing but another excuse. Exactly. Dung is full. Oh, so like horseshit. Shoyu News will stand behind me all the way. I deny everything. There must be as many people with the initial RM as there are stars in the night sky. Okay, but you have your Shoyu emblem here. The fence has neither the time nor the inclination to count every star in the sky. Huh? And there's no need anyway, because this pen has more to tell. Yes, there's another clue. A clue that undeniably proves who its owner really is. We gotta click the back part. In that case, console, the defense will now show the court where this alleged clue lies. Yep. Of course, Your Excellency. Right here. Clue on this fountain pen that clearly reveals its owner identity is. As well as initials, there's also an emblem on this fountain pen. An emblem that you will of course recognize, many Memo-san. Goodness me, it's the emblem of the Shoyu News. In other words, the owner of this pen. You're gonna be like, there's thousands of logos. The logo can be the same. Is an employee of the Shoyu News whose initials are RM. Suddenly the stars in the night sky don't seem so numerous, do they? Well, Mini Memo-san, how do you respond? No! Order, order, order! Explain yourself, witness. Oh, ha 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 ha. That was only the first cross, so this is how the Miley Supreme Court works. Stage 2. Is it? Using correlative tactics to have well-meaning citizens reveal harmless secrets. I've used nothing but honest tactics. Alright then, fine. I won't try to hide it anymore. Yes, not long before that grin strategy unfolded, I, a Shoyu News reporter on behalf of the public, concluded an interview with the English woman. An interview? You never mentioned this before. When exactly was this? As I said, it was before that evil little student girl showed her face in the hut. It wouldn't have lasted more than 2 or 3 minutes, that's all. It was just a brief exchange. But it came to nothing, and as many memolists say, the people don't pay their duties for untrustworthy news. Unworthy news. However insignificant you deem it to be, this court cannot overlook the meeting between yourself and the victim. Okay, let's go. You'll testify now under oath about the precise nature of this meeting and what transpired. Got it? Yes, alright, but on one condition. Condition? In all good concise, I couldn't speak out alone about this. You need to call back the earlier witnesses. Soseki Natsumi-san. Okay. Soseki-san. We gotta do a tutorial here. Oh yes, according to my notes here, that man has a secret of his own and brace yourself. Because it's not a harmless one, it's big. What? Crap. Many Muslims states that one man's secret is every other man's front page story. Very well, I'll grant the witness request in this instance. Officers summon the earlier witness back to the stand. Soseki-san, hiding something. What? She likes the lady? She likes the English woman? Let's go. Witness secret. I asked the English woman for an interview, but she declined, so I left the hunt without making a fuss. Then, watching secretly from outside, I saw the woman being stabbed and other witnesses come running in. The detective realized that the victim still had a pulse, so he ran off to fetch help. Ah, that's when this writer man here asked the woman a very significant question. Significant, but he didn't say anything about that in the testimony, which is why Merson demands I reveal it now. Okay, that has nothing to do with what you saw, or your interview. You mean to say that the victim regained consciousness, yeah? And when she did, you decided to ask her a question. That's, true, yes? He did, and that's not all. The woman gave him a very definite, be like, who's the killer? Answer. An answer that incriminates the accused. Let's go. This is preposterous. Why am I only hearing about this now? Why didn't you mention this before? You Yoko hack. Yeah. It wasn't even a conversation. Yes, I did pose a withering English Rosa question. I don't deny it. But she could no longer speak. She was barely conscious even. Okay. Counsel for defense, I expect a thorough cross-examination to be conducted here. This court must and will know the truth. Absolutely, Your Excellency. The reporter is claiming that Miss Britt implicated Ray somehow. What on earth could have happened in that hunt?
Hold it!
You asked her for an interview, you said. Well, of course I did. I wanted to ask her about the incident she was involved in at the end of last year. About a case in which Dr. John Walson lost his life. That's not the way I phrased it. Minimalism calls for straight talking. Why did you murder Dr. Walson is how I put it to her. Oh. Yes, that sort of talking is as straight as a ruler. Ask every question as if you're asking for a menu in a restaurant, I say, is the best way. A veteran at a paper taught me that. And how did Miss Brent answer? With one simple phrase. Mystery is a woman's charm. Phew, that told me. So I waltzed right out of there. Really, something about that doesn't quite seem to fit together. Leave every room as you're waltzing in a dance hall, I say, it's the best way. I mean, it's the footprints. There's no going out footprints. There's only going in, no. Veteran at the paper taught me that. He's gonna have like some reaction here. That was very persistent of you, considering that Miss Brett had just turned you away. Persistent wins the prize. Many memos will tell you that. Let them think you've left, and just when they lower their guard, that's when you scoop in for the scoop. And the fruits of your labor are all too apparent in this telling photograph, though I'm sure the young yogi student would rather not be reminded of this damning evidence. Yeah. Actually, it's thanks to that photograph that we have managed to identify this witness. And now that you found me, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. I've got nothing to hide. I'm sure. Please go ahead, witness. The court is eager to hear what you have to say. Try to stop me. There's a story to tell here, and I'm going to tell it.
Hold it!
And Suzuki-san remained behind in the hut. That's right, yep. Our author friend here. Was a bambering wreck, shaking over from his head to his toes, mustache twitching, eyes bulging. What do you expect? You don't know? The terrifying troubles that haunted me was still traveling for it. Yeah, the UK haunted house. Back behind, Waffle Bars. They'll be coming for me surely. Yeah, the Bailey. That's all I could think. I felt as though I were grasping for air, drowning in a sea of cold sweat. Poor Suzuki-san, his experience in London have scared him deeply. As the world seemed to close in around me, I quietly recite a prayer to Neda Vuha. Eternal emptiness, empty internally. The end is coming for me surely. No sutras are to respond in my courtroom, please. Resound in my courtroom, please. And now we come to the crucial part. That's when it happened. Rider man. Question. Yeah, he'll like have to say what question it is. What question? What exactly did he say? Well, now you should hear that from the horse's mouth. I think, yeah. Don't you, Mr. Riderman? What it? You go ahead. What did you say to her? What did you say to the dying English woman? Well, in truth, I've been searching for house at the water edge, bruh. And a building, castle, and a stand, you see. Well, the seaside's a place to be at leisure, I suppose, even for a grown man. But then all of a sudden, from that little beach hut, a young girl's panic striking cries for help pierced the air. Ray. I ran up to the beach to see what was happening, to find the defendant leaning over the collapsed victim. As soon as Inspector Hosonaga saw Miss Brett on the ground, he sprinted off to get help. And then just a moment later, I heard a faint moan. A moan from the dead English woman. I nearly jumped out of my skin. But what did you ask her, Suzuki-san? I asked her, who did this to you? Don't protract this any longer. How did the woman respond? She didn't. She said nothing in response. But the pen? When in the stand, you answer the question as of your unambiguously. Now, without evasion or reticence, I demand that you amend your testimony. Bruh. I will. I asked her who to see you. Oh, but she never replied. So you tried to find out who the culprit was. He who asks a question is a fool for a minute. He who does not retain a fool forever. And having been labeled a criminal twice during my time in Great Britain, I was quick to make up my mind. Better to be a fool for a minute than remain a fool in prison forever. However, you've indicated that the victim failed to respond. Is that correct? I know why. I know why the English woman said nothing. She was ignoring me because of my soup and mustache, because I'm Japanese. Oh dear. Suzuki-san has really developed a dislike for the English, it seems. Having read the report on his time in Great Britain, I can't say I'm surprised at his xenophobia. But the English woman didn't ignore you at all, did she, Mr. Riderman? Huh? Well, yes, alright. She did respond in a manner of speaking, I suppose. Lifted a trembling finger and pointed in the direction of the defendant. Miss Rip pointed a finger at the defendant. Soseki-san, is that really true? It's not easy to stand here and say this, but okay, we'll use the map. When we first entered the beach hut, the English woman was sprawled on the floor before us, the student girl standing on far side of her. What happened? It lagged. That's what happened. And when I asked who did this to you... Yeah, he's pointing at the picture area, no? The English woman summoned her last ounce of strength to point a trembling finger at the back of the hut. Which was, it can't be denied, in the direction of the student girl who stands accused today. No, Soseki-san, why on earth did you neglect to mention this in your original testimony? Exactly. Fiddlestick, I say. It is not a British court of law. You will respond in Japanese. Yes, of course. The English woman did point her finger towards the back of the hut, but I was trembling, and she was trembling, and everything was a blur. And thinking about it, I feel as though perhaps she was pointing in a slightly different direction. Let's go. Actually, no, not slightly. In a very different direction to where the student girl was standing. What the fuck? To somewhere at the back of the hut where nobody was standing at all. So the picture. You mean that your memory of events and the direction in which the victim was pointing are both unclear? Yes, that's it. Unclear. I'm very, very unclear. Right. This is obvious then. Your Excellency, surely this proves the matter beyond all reasonable... What are you talking about? Reasonable doubt? Yes, the woman may barely have been conscious, and yes, perhaps her finger waved her slightly, but there can be no doubt that this was an attempt by the victim to confirm the identity of her assailant. Why? Because as the court can see, there was no one other than the accused in the direction the victim was pointing. No, it is now abundantly clear that no one besides the accused could possibly have committed this crime. I'm inclined to agree. And in the absence of any credible argument to the contrary, I believe we can now conclude this trial, bruh. No. No! We just showed the picture. We showed the picture. Hee hee hee. The headline's writing itself. Yeah. Dashing lawyers hope that 92-point cross-hold page will do an extra edition. This is a serious blow, Sasato. Unless we're able to identify the true curve peg and substantiate our claim with evidence. Yeah. The judge will give his ruling and the trial will be over. But that's impossible, Potter. We don't even know how the crime was committed yet. Impossible though the task may seem, we have no choice. We must think back over everything we've learned thus far. Somewhere in all those details, I'm confident we'll find a clue we need. Ray gave us our account of how events unfolded in the defendant's antechamber before the trial resumes. She told us what happened at the precise moment she was killed. She went back, right? English woman was sitting at the back of the hut, yeah, listening to what I was saying. And then for a moment later, and then she got stabbed, yeah. She suddenly got to her feet. Yeah. Before collapsing on the floor in front of me, with the knife in her back. So it has to be the map then. It's the map that's on the other corner. How could Miss Brett have been stabbed in the back in the beach hut that was empty but for herself and Ray? Somewhere in my automation we gathered so far, there must be an answer to that question. I think we just showed the map first. I take it then that the defense has nothing further to add. Objection. So the Glenn Yoko student's leg finally runs out. I can't say I'm surprised. In that case, I'm ready to deliver my final verdict on this matter. This is a crucial turning point now. If I can't establish what really happened, it's over. Where was the real Kermit hiding? Yeah. And how did he or she stab the victim? I know how. Map!
Objection!
Your Excellency, I respectfully ask you to postpone your adjudication for the time being. Oh, to what end, Consul? The defense would like to present the court with an alternative theory that can explain who the victim was actually trying to implicate with her dying gesture. An alternative theory, non-existent. There was someone else presented at the scene who could have committed this crime. What? And the victim, Miss Brett, tried to reveal who it was to those around her at the time by mustering all her remaining strength and pointing a trembling finger in the killer's direction. This is fiction. Fantasy. Very well, as you seem so sure of yourself, Console, and am prepared to hear your alternative theories. So, young Lunato Naruto. Yes, Your Excellency. You will present your latest theory to the court by means of this plan. Yeah, at the moment the victim was stabbed. Where exactly you propose the culprit was concealed? Behind a terrier.
Take that!
The true culprit was in the area, this area here. There, Console? That's right. Uh-oh, Your Excellency. I believe the culprit was hiding in the location I've indicated. Why? Oh, well, oh, he was outside. Because they... Yeah, he was outside right here, right? That's rather hard to say, Clearly, this particular theory needs no further consideration, given your wide-eyed look of the line. Yeah, because this the position here is fake. Oh dear, I choose poorly. Just you begin to consider where the victim was in the moment leading up to her death. Yes, of course. Perhaps it's clear to identify a more credible location. Console? So... I mean, here, no. They were arguing, so he was behind. She fell down here, yeah. Or this way? Maybe this way. That's perfect. I mean, if this is right, then like right here, then.
Take that!
Unless it's like outside. They're saying it's like outside the box here. It was in this area here. It's outside the box. Okay, it's outside the box then. Or the hunt. Okay. It has to be here then.
Take that!
Yep, Naruto-san would never give up, and I'm Naruto now. The true culprit who fatally stabbed Miss Brett. Concealed in this location here. Are you mad, Console? You're suggesting the culprit was outside the hunt. Yeah. What? Order, order, order. But student lawyer Naruto-san is square. That makes no sense at all. You've just pointed out the extra spot where I was hiding to get my scoop snap. But I didn't see any suggested individual loitering about. I can swear to that because that is you. 不是，因为他人就完全在外面的，说是。Obviously, if the culprit had been outside the hunt, there's no way that he or she could have stabbed a victim who was inside a hunt. Actually, prosecutor IG, there is a way. And in point of fact, the defense can provide evidence strongly suggesting that it's precisely the way she was killed. Yeah, the photo now. Why reduce stream? It got disconnected. The defense assertion is clearly too fantastical for the court to comprehend. You'll need to give us more guidance, Console. What piece of evidence corroborates your theory that the victim was stabbed from outside a hunt?
Take that!
Oh, no? Well, I presented it now, but I haven't the first idea why I choose this piece of evidence. What? This just shows that there's a hole here. Constantly suggesting that this piece of evidence bears out your theory as to how the victim was stabbed. It's something of a windfall, Your Excellency. I think the word you're looking for, Console, was downfall. Oh my god. Your theory is correct, and a knife was thrust into her back from outside the hunt. There should be a visible trace somewhere. A trace, yes. On the hunt itself. Armed with the idea, I must look through the court record again. Huh? Your Excellency, the defendant would like to present a piece of evidence. The map? There's a... Go ahead. There's no, like... hole. That's not a hole. Wait a sec, right here. It's in the other photo then. Oh yeah, right here, in the middle here, literally on the chair. On my front, right here. It's right here.
Take that!
Is this one? Yeah. The original photographic print of the crime scene. Yes, it's clearly visible in this print. The trace of the fatal thrust that was delivered from outside the beach line. Yeah. Do you take us for fools? You're fucking blind. There's no hint of any such things. I'm not sure that everyone presents wiggery. Yeah. Someone, at least, appears to have noticed what it is that I'm referring to. Console, once again, I must call you to be explicit for the court. Where on this photograph is a trace of the stabbing, which you claim to took place from outside the hut, right here.
Take that!
Yeah. Look closely just here. Yeah. In the screen at the back of the hut, you can see the effects of a blade have been forced through the reeds. No, I can't. I can't see any such things. More glasses. It's true that the hut in question had 4 walls as you expected. However, by parting the reed, a knife blade could easily penetrate them. This is extraordinary. Yes? The trick culprit actually stabbed the victim from outside the beach hut. Ugh. And of everyone present at the scene, there is only one person who could have done that. Only one person who was directly outside the hut when Miss Brett was killed. Let's go. Right then, many Memo-san, it could only have been you. No.
Objection!
This preposterous idea leaves me almost speechless. Just look at the photograph again. The victim lies almost exactly in the center of the beach hut, does she not? Are we to assume as part of this fictitious scenario that the assailant was a knife thrower?
Objection!
No, of course not. We're not? If you recall the testimony of the defendant about the event just before the victim's death. Yeah, she stood up, right, and then fall down. Inside the beach hut, I confronted her. But she just sat on a stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me if she knew she was untouchable. Ah, a stool, yeah. Have another look at the photograph. Yeah. The slit in the raised screen would align perfectly with the back of a person who was sitting on that stool. My world. Word, so in fact the victim was killed while still sitting on that stool by a stab wound to her back delivered through the raised screen. Ah. Having been attacked, Miss Brett rose to her feet instinctively, but then, unable to speak, she collapsed on the floor in the middle of the hut, before the defendant. Menbavi-san's upfilled eyes. And that, Your Excellency, is the truth of what happened on the beach that day. Yeah. By your silence, many Memo-san. I take that you don't deny the charge. Not that easy. This is absurd. That will do. It would appear that we have a tactic admission of guilt from the witness. What? Already? No? Accordingly, this court has successfully established the truth of this matter, which means that the defendant, Memori-san, is innocent of the crime. What? That easy? Oh, thank goodness. No, what? Finally made him crave. I must say, I've never been more proud. No, we don't have the breakdown yet. No, this can't be. The Aichi can't, what of my growth of hope. It wasn't all an operation. I can't accept this, I won't. I see no reason for the continuation of this trial. Okay, he's gonna objection, no? I will therefore move to conclude proceeding by delivering my final verdict. Yeah. Let's go. Ha 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 ha. Well, this is all very convenient. This is how the highest court in our mighty empire delivers justice, is it? Suppressing well-meaning citizens' freedom to speak and branding them as criminals. But we've established that the victim was stabbed from outside the hut, through the raised screen wall. And no one but you was in place at the time to have this hand on the hilt of the blade. He's gonna say the toxic part, right? We haven't talked about toxin. It's a perfectly logical deduction. So, your argument hinges on the location of whoever stabbed the English woman, does it? Well, it seems a little irrelevant now. Irrelevant. Where she was stabbed, how she was stabbed, it doesn't matter. I mean, whether she was stabbed at all makes no sense, if you think about it. Yeah, because of toxin, after all. This trial already shown the whole thing hinges on something else. That's fine, it's in the pen. It's in your pen. What are you talking about? Brace yourself, little man. I'm talking about the fact that everything has changed. Because of the dirt you dug up. Yeah. What? Enough obscurity? Explain yourself, witness? What's to explain? I'm talking about the poison. Yep, of course. The poison. Let's ask the professor for a comment on the situation, shall we? I understand that the deadly poison you were developing was stolen from your laboratory, correct? And it's been shown that the poison was administered to the victim, Miss Britt. Is that right? That is correct. The unusual construction of the victim's pupil are a sure sign that this particular poison was used. I see, I see. So, presumably that means that the victim already had a poison in her body before she was stabbed. Ah. Given that her pupils were clearly constricted, it seems highly likely, yes. If she had been dead already, the poison could not have circulated in her blood. How refreshing to hear the argument of a metropolitan mind. Precisely, it matters not a jaw who stabbed whom, those backs and with those blades. Whose blades? Because, quite simply, the English woman's life was taken not by the knife, but by the poison. Easy. But that can't be explained by the poison being on the blade, as I already... It's not on a blade. Ta forgotten already, have we, Yoko? During these very proceedings, the laboratory of professor at your side assisted in proving that the blade of the weapon used to attack the victim had no trace of poison on whatsoever. Ugh. So let me get this down. The facts, as skillfully established by the defense in this trial, turns out to be a headline-making red herring. Is that about right? Well... we just open the pen again and it'd be like, there's tiny residues here. And then we literally use the ink and like showcase it. Order the residue. But where does this leave us? How, in that case, did the poison enter the victim's body? There is an undeniably obvious answer to that. The lady most likely imbibed it. You should drink it. Have another look at the photograph here. As you can see, no, it's not the thing here. A bottle of carbonated water and a glass have been knocked onto the sandy floor of the beachland. The poison could have been slipped into either, so someone made her drink it. Yeah. Well, what do you know? Look at those dashing eyes. This will make a great front page shot. Hey, why the bewitching stares? After all, I'm the last person you should be looking at. It will make no sense at all that I poisoned the woman, would it? I mean, that's been established already. Established? What are you talking about? Huh? Don't tell me you've forgotten. That's a little hard to believe, given that the person who established it was you? Me? What on earth does he mean? Oh, let me capture those wide eyes. This is prime press folder. This is. It would seem that this trial is not destined to end yet after all. I hereby call upon the witness to give further testimony. Okay, that's great, that is. Let me get a shot of that magnificent beer, Your Excellency. You claim to be impossible that you were the one responsible for administering the poison to the victim. You explained to the court in your testimony the basic upon which you make such a claim. I'm a journalist and I'm a man. I've never tried to run or hide from anything in my life. And I'm not about to start now, because that's minimalism. For a brief moment, I thought I had eliminated the truth, but it slipped right back into absurdity again. Just where is this trial going to take us? Okay. Complete innocent. Oh yes? I stabbed an English woman. And that's the very fact that proves I'm innocent, because why would I have bothered to stab the woman if I already poisoned her? To blame it on, like... When I heard a student girl and that promptous English murderer argument, it got my goal. If the court weren't going to punish Brett for what she did, someone would have seen justice done. Motive, did I hear? So, you admit it then, that everything happened as I described. That you're the one who stabbed her in the back through the race street. So yeah, she just lied about the stabbing and the photo. You can blame this miserable country of ours. Yeah, a country that bows to the pressure of foreign powers and lets murderers walk free. What kind of future can a country like that have? That's why I did it. I did what our pathetic leaders didn't have the guts to do. Slaying Bang in the middle of that charming lady's back, I plunged a blade of sweet justice right in there. Okay. As someone who spends his life seeing that the truth is told, I feel really, really awful about giving false information in my testimony before. But as it turns out, there was somebody else who had it in for the victim and got to her before me. And that's right, you guessed it. That pretty little student girl. Now there's a woman after my own heart. You're implicating Ray again. Implying Ray again. She's the one who gave poison to the English woman and her pitiful existence. And suddenly, snap. This journal here is off the hook. The argument is sound. Certainly. If the witness had administered the poison himself, he need only have waited for it to take effect. Subsequently, stabbing the victim in the back would have been entirely nonsensical. Literally just put the blame on the girl, bruh. And therefore, this report had nothing to do with the poisoning. Yes, it's all quite logical. Oh my god. That's right, it is. Logical and true. I'm glad you've all seen the light. Justice at last. This is unbelievable. And after I've made so much progress in proving his guilt, is he going to get away with it now? Nope. Dang, Kazuma-sama and Naruto-san. They never stopped looking for a way forward until the judge's final gravel. Even after the gravel. Very well, Console. Proceed with what I assume to be your final cross-examination this trial. Is it actually the final one? Is it the final one? Yes, Your Excellency. Yeah. Only 4 lines.
Hold it!
So, you do admit that you had murderous intentions towards her then? Ha! The one Missouri assistant offend my sense of justice. Your sense of? He's claiming some sort of righteous indignation. She was pure evil, a cold-blooded killer who committed murder right here on our empire soil. But did our good-for-nothing government do anything? Not a chance, so I had to step in. Fly the flag of justice, put things right for the people. Yes, it was my civil duty. That's what drove me to do it. So, in summary, murderous intentions, then. Whatever you want to call it, the point is this. The English woman was a flit, so I had to do what was right for society. Yet a real wrong was done by the student girl in the dock, a crime for which she must pay. Obviously, because the poisoning was nothing to do with me at all.
Hold it!
So you still maintain that you didn't give the poison to the victim. Obviously, that would be like putting a belt on your trouser when you were already wearing braces like these. The accused administered the poison following which this witness stabbed the victim and unforgivable accidentally, but not one of murder. That crime rests on the accused's shoulders. That is how the law works. You see, you'll kill. Who knows, you may even learn something here today. Two considered attempts on her life in the space of minutes. Quite a day for the victim. Do something that's evil and you got it coming. That's how the law works. The law of reckoning. That's not the kind of law this court upholds. You will retrieve why you were compelled to stab the victim dead witness.
Hold it!
Is again the last line, no? What exactly were they arguing about? About what happened in that restaurant 9 months ago. That's what this. No, it was the toxin. No, the student girl was laying into English woman for killing her beloved mentor, Dr. Watson. Yes, John H. Watson, a professor of medicine, invited here from England by Professor Mikotoba, no less. Right. The English woman just jurred. Her case was to be heard by the British consular court in Shanghai. However, there's a little doubt that she would simply have been acquitted and sent back to her homeland a free woman. It was eating that student girl up inside. You could see it. I really felt for her. Oh. She's gonna say like, no, that's not what we said. Yeah. I can't stand here and listen to this trip. Right, young girl? You stand accused here. You can't just blurt out whatever you feel like it. No, you can't. Those are sorry, but I'm in the middle of some very important testimony here. Just keep quiet and listen. But this awful man is making all this up. Sato, please. You have to make them listen. Bruh. Return to the dock at once. Bobby-san, we're in the middle of a cross-examination. Your Excellency, please, I implore you. That journalist is clearly not a trustworthy witness. Exactly. He's a filthy, rotten, black-hearted, bigot, dirty gray, peeping Tom. Whoa, take it easy there. Please, I really think the court should hear what the defendant has to say. Your Excellency, I see no need whatsoever to entertain accused remarks. Let's go. I'll grant the request of the defense. Let's go. But, Your Excellency, this is likely to be the final cross-examination of these proceedings. As such, I believe it will be ill-advised to stifle the defendant's obvious concerns. Okay. So, Whistle, recognizing that this contravenous regular protocol, I hereby call upon the defendant to speak. Oh, thank you so much, Your Excellency. Okay, it was nothing. We're just saying the stolen poison, yeah. The stolen poison that killed the victim, you mean? I suspected her of being the one to steal it. I mean, just think about how she killed Dr. Lawson. Yeah. That's true. Additionally, Miss Brett certainly had knowledge of the new poison. But surely it would be no easy task to steal a highly secret toxin being developed for the government. Indeed, all visitors to the laboratory are thoroughly searched when they leave. In her hat. Even if a thief managed to avoid being seen by myself or a colleague, getting the poison out would be very difficult. That's true. I pursued Professor Mikotoba until he agreed to show me the poison when I visited his laboratory. But as I left, I was searching from thought to tell. Miss Red rather bluntly revealed the existence of the toxin we've been developing, see? And since Sasaki-san expressed such an interest in it, I felt unable to refuse. Obviously, I gave nothing away, other than the fact that it was an extremely potent substance. I'm very ashamed of myself. It's just that I've had a singular terrible experience with a deadly poison. I wanted to look my old enemy in the eye. Surely you can't understand that. To find out my suspicions were true, I confronted her about the poison. I told her that if there were to be an incident involving it somehow, it wouldn't just be the university. The military would be dragged into it. The whole government, even. It would be a complete disaster. And how did she respond to your concerns? She just curled those beautiful lips with her and said she didn't know the first thing about it in English, actually. Yeah. Oh, yes. A small question, if you don't mind. Yeah, she doesn't speak Japanese. I mean, she does, but I do mind. Can't you see I'm busy? Clearly, you were outside the beach, listening, and whistle. The defendant and Miss Britt were conversing. Presumably, then, it was you who wrote this article about what you heard. Yeah. Yeah. Exclusive. Deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory. Yep, the story was published in this morning edition of Shoyu News. The details are too accurate for it to have written by anyone else. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, look at this. The entire article is almost what I said to her word by word. Well, Memo-san, as a journal and as a citizen of a free country, I don't have to reveal my sources. That's a founding principle of mini-memoism. Father clearly read about it. That reporter did write that article, and he based it on what he overheard from outside the hunt. Detail, let's go. Gleaned by eavesdropping, yeah. So that's what it was all about. You were trying to cover up the fact that you were listening in. That's why I came up with the stinky story about me arguing with her. Shut up. My stories never sink. Look, whatever you say, little girl, it doesn't alter the fact. Your Excellency, there's something I want to say, and I want it to go on record. Let's go. Is this? Very well, you may amend your formal testimony. Ha. 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 What's this? Point is, if you poison someone, there will be no reason to go and stab a person well. I mean, this is like... to blame it on her? Perhaps you doubt the efficiency of the poison and sought to make sure your victim would die. That's course the... What? That would be like pouring pepper on your Chinese ramen before you even tasted it. What? Completely reckless. What? Although it might surprise you, earned that I'm a bit of a impetuous pepper power as it happens. Once the victim had taken the poison, she would have been only minutes away from death. And yet, this man then proceeded to stab her in the back as well. There has to have been a good reason for that. Yeah, the photo that he took. If it was a reporter who gave the poison to Miss Red, then clearly, he must have done it prior to Ray entering the hunt. Yes, that's undeniable. But between him leaving the hunt and the victim being stabbed, there was one very crucial change in the situation. Sorry? What change? The reporter overheard a conversation between Ray and the English woman. Ah, yes. That's it. Yeah. That's when he first found out the exact nature of the poison he used. That could be the key here. Yeah. If the victim had unwittingly taken the poison already, the reporter would have no reason to stab her on the face of it. And that logic sounds entirely reasonable, but there's no question that this man was responsible for her murder. If we could think of a plausible explanation as to why he might have stabbed her even after the poisoning, feel sure that everything would drop into place. That's what we should be looking for, is the photo. Yes, I agree, and in order to do that, I must try to glean more information. It's just a photo.
Objection!
No? Bruh. I mean, it has to be... You didn't know. Nobody knows about it. Oh wait, no, I clicked wrong. I clicked wrong. It's Oh, I have to click again so she comes out. Or... Yeah. It'll have to be, basically like he didn't, so it'll be like he didn't knew about the poison. Is that so? Because it's not the pen. So it'll have to be arguing.
Hold it!
Yeah. Gotta go all the way.
Hold it!
Yes.
Hold it!
Someone else see you. No comment. Sorry? It was accused of sending English woman to Hill. Oh, right here, yeah. Just want her off, that's all. Alright, yes, I got my hands a little dirty in the process, it's true. But you listen to me. My blade was relentless at the injustice of it all. The woman got what she deserved. Say we should all applaud the young student girl for having the courage to get rid the role of that menace. It hasn't been proven that the defendant did anything of the sort. Hehehehe. Sorry about that. Slip of the tongue. Okay. Someone would have seen the justice then. No, so it's this line. It was a line, we have to do this now. To get his line here. Yeah, so and then this, yeah, this has to. Maybe it's just an air drop. It's just this thing, no? Yeah, I want to say something on record. It's this line. The point is, yes, this one.
Hold it.
So yeah, it's this line, and then it has to be something with the poison in. Or no, the thing that we just updated here, the newspaper with the eavesdropping. Okay, let me say it first. Be like, you didn't know.
Objection.
No. Okay, but it is this line though. Is it literally just the pen here? No reason. I mean, I showed a photo and I was trying to say that they try to set it up, no? Wait, I showed this right.
Objection!
Oh, I didn't. I showed the wrong piece of paper, bro. Well, I can think of one reason. What? Yeah. But before I explain, I'd like you to confirm something for the court. Did you glean all the information from the CPU article from what you overheard outside the hut? Of course he did. There can be no question of that. After all, when we were all in the laboratory together, all we were told that it was a terrible toxin. And there's one more important fact to consider. According to the witness, Minmagi-san's verbal attack against the victim began as soon as she entered the hut. In other words, it would have been impossible for her to have slipped the poison into her drink. Where are you going with this, console? Memo-san has made it quite clear that he observed every single thing that happened in the beach hunt. And the defendant has somehow found an opportunity this man would have seen it. Yeah. Which means that Miss Red couldn't have inhaled the poison when so the defendant were present. In fact, it must have been administered to her before Minmagi-san entered the hunt, yeah. Yes, very articulately put. When I walked into the hunt, I immediately started to press her about the poison. At which point, she overheard some worrying information. He overheard some worrying information. Worrying information? What worrying information? The information which he subsequently included in his newspaper article, namely that the poison was being developed in strict secrecy and that it couldn't be readily obtained. Absolutely. In fact, that's quite an understatement. The only possible place it could come from is my lab. And furthermore, anyone afflicted by the poison would exhibit telltale signs of death, yeah. The extreme constriction of the pupils, yes, is quite stark when you see it. There are other poisons that show similar symptoms, but not among used substances that are undetectable. In other words, it would be clear that the victim's life had been ended by the use of this particular poison, which would reduce the number of suspects to only a handful of people. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone in my laboratory is aware of the unique properties of the toxin we've been developing. None of them would be foolish enough to attempt to use it for some nefarious deed. Minmagi-san's being no exception. Therefore, we can conclude that whoever administered this unique poison to the victim was a lay person unaware of its telltale properties. Let's go. In other words, someone like you. Write in many memo. Yeah. Let's go. It was you who stole the poison from the laboratory that day, and it was you who administered it into the unwitting victim. But you quickly realized that it was a terrible mistake, because the poison caused such unusual symptoms and was so traceable. As you listen in from the far side of the beach hunted wall, you learn of these facts. But you're already given the victim the poison at that point. It was too late. So you hatched a plan to disguise your mistake. A plan that involves stabbing the victim in the back through the race scene. But what good could that possibly do? Isn't it obvious, Console? The plan was to kill her before the poison could take effect. Once in the blood, the poison causes the onset of pupil constriction, but he had hoped to anticipate the victim's death before that happened, hadn't he? Exactly. Because without any revealing signs of the new secret poison use, no one would have ever have suspected. This is extraordinary. Yes, the effect of the poison meant it would be too easily identified, so the killer had to mask its use, which he attempted to do by plunging a knife into the middle of the victim's back. Order, order, order. The argument presented is sound. The court is satisfied that it warrants consideration. Does the prosecution have a counter-argument it wishes to put forward? Well, there are a number of... I mean, yes. I counter completely. The prosecution's evasive response clearly shows that in much of the same way as he nurtures the reminiscence of his thought now, he is clinging to lost hope. Lost hope. Bro needs to work out. He's out of rest. No. Let's go. Stage 2. You pathetic, useless, fallen samurai. Fallen? Who are you calling fallen? My bird owner gone? I don't need a counter argument. He's gonna confess? Wait a sec. What did he say? Growth is on the rise. Okay. What are you talking about? It should be blatantly obvious. I stole the poison, you say. Gave it to the victim, you say. Stabbed her, you say. Oh yeah, we showed a pen. Lots of fine theories. Evidence? But I don't need a counter-argument because you don't have an argument yourself. Where's your evidence? The pen. So, yes, you make it all sound so plausible, don't you? But without evidence, it means nothing. Whereas I base my views on facts. Facts? What do you mean? Explain yourself. I mean, what the professor said earlier in his trial is all there in many memos. Every word, every slip of the tongue, all noted. That's what the Shoyu News is famous for. It's the power of the printed word. Yeah. But surely you would have no easy task to steal a highly secret toxin being developed for the argument. So you idea. Indeed, all the visitors in the library are thoroughly searched when they leave. Even if a thief managed to avoid being seen by myself or my colleague, getting the poison out would be very difficult. The pen! How's that then? Blown the story wide open, see? I write a mini memo, a mere reporter from the Shoyu News. Couldn't possibly have stolen that poison from the professor's laboratory. Ah! Let's go. But there can't be any question of it. He must have stolen the poison that day. He stole it and used it to kill. I have evidence, and if that's the case, as you've identified, the poison itself is the definite evidence we need. Because whoever stole it from the laboratory that day is the true culprit here. What's your point? You're annoyingly handsome country bumpkin. My point is this, and there is one way that you, Nenimemo-san, could have stolen the poison that day. Let's go. I have heard enough verbal conjecture now, thank you. What the court must be shown is evidence. What proof do you have that this witness stole the poison on the day in question?
Take that!
Let's go. The proof, Your Excellency, is this fountain pen. Ugh! A fountain pen? How can that possibly be irrelevant? These magical pens somehow seem to have enough ink to write many thousands of kanji characters. I believe they arrived in our country for the first time some 15 years ago now. Bah, I swear by a weasel here, calligraphy pen, brush, and nothing else, these new-fangled pens are merely a fad. Well, as a forward-thinking man of words, obviously I love my fountain pen. Suck up a scoop on of scrumptious ink, and one's work is awash with words in the blink of an eye. That's right. fountain pens have a small reservoir in the barrel, into which the ink is sucked up through the nib of the pen in order to write with later. What is all the sucking up ink have? And just as it's possible to suck ink up into the reservoir, it's also possible to eject it through the nib again, of course. My word, can this really be? Yeah. Well, Mini Memo-san. Be like, no residue. Be like, I have the test. When you saw the deadly poison before your eyes and elaborate that they used your fountain pen, your very blood to steal some of it, didn't you? By siphoning the poison up through the nib and into the pen's reservoir.
Objection!
More absurdity that never happened. True, we've heard that there were procedures in place to prevent these like this from the laboratory. But would anybody have thought to look inside of fountain pens of odd places? No. I'm a little ashamed to say that for fear of offending our guesses, such a detailed search would not have been conducted. Well, this is quite startling, I must say. I remind the court that this pen was found in the clutches of the victim when she died. In other words, it was dropped at the scene by Mini Momo-san. So the crucial question is, when exactly was the pen dropped? Are you suggesting? The natural conclusion is that in your haste to act, Whistle the victim was distracted for a moment. You dropped the pen after you emptied the poison from it into her glass. There could be any numbers of alternative explanations. For example, the witness could have been using his pen to write down details of his conversation with the victim. Yeah. And when shocked by one of her outrageous answers, the pen fell from her gripping hand. No, that can't be. If it was, how do you explain why the pen was devoid of ink? What? As you can see for yourself, if you examine the evidence, there would appear to be no ink present in the reservoir. One newspaper reporter goes to interview someone with nothing in his pen. No, the pen was dropped after the poison that filled his reservoir had been emptied into the victim's glass. Witness, what do you have to say in your defense? Be like, there's no proof. I have the. Wow! So this is our modern justice system work, is it? So what if the ink in my pen runs dry? So what if my pencil snaps? Oh my god! I can always claw my way back into the game. I have plenty in reserve. Oh my god. Wow! You claim I sucked the poison up into my pen. That's wild speculation, nothing more. If you thought you could bring down a fine upstanding citizen with a trick like that, think again. Huh. It looks as though it's going to take one final decisive blow to finish this matter. Let's go. As I see it, the situation is now really simple. It rests upon whether or not this witness did indeed steal the poison on the day in question. And therefore, it all depends upon whether or not the defense can prove that he did with evidence. Yep. Ha! No such evidence could possibly exist. Let's go. Many Memo-san is how the modern jurisdiction system works. What? In a courtroom, evidence is everything. Something you would do well to remember. Because we are well past the point of speculation at this stage, I assure you. Very well then, I call upon the defense to present the aforementioned evidence. This will be the final piece in the puzzle. Read in. Defense can prove, by means of this item, that it was the witness pen that was used to steal the poison.
Take that!
Console, what is that bottle? This bottle contains a unique chemical reagent that can identify the poison in question. Yes, that poison is an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids developed by my colleague and I. It would be impossible to detect traces of it by any other methods. Or, from another perspective, simply with this chemical reagent, anybody at all could check for traces of the poison. A reagent, what? BGM slot, one drop of the content of this bottle on the tip of your fountain pen. Let's go. Is all it will take to solve this case beyond all reasonable doubt. No, you can't. I won't. Your crimes are bad enough, but at least know when to admit defeat. Your Excellency. The defense requests permission to carry out the test on the fountain pen at once. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my, this isn't my fault. The Empire broke me into this, trying to hold on to the civilization, but fully to the power. I also earned a mighty pen. I call this entire on my name, justice, righteousness. Yes, my most of it, many. Susano with me. Oh my god. I'm there. Yeah. Oh my god. Did I do it right? That was a Susano takedown, wasn't it? Not quite. Wait a sec. I need to read what he was saying. Oh my god. This was faster than OHAG. This is my fault. The Empire drove me to this, trying to hold its head high as a civilized nation, but bowing its head to every foreign power's whip. I took up arms in the form of the mighty pen. I fought tirelessly on a battlefield of news, all in the name of justice and righteousness. Yes, minimalism is the paragon of justice. Okay. Double peak takedown, yeah. That was a Lunado takedown. Yeah. No Sasato here, huh? The instant the first drop of the regent touched the nib of the fountain pen, it was clear to everyone present. Let's go, game hype, yeah. This is a tutorial case of 2! Okay, he's defeated. Ohag still the yap go. Okay, but Ohag wasn't that fast though. But Ohag yaps more though, yeah. When I saw it there in the lab, the poison, the devil got hold of me, and I decided to do it on a whim. I excused myself and emptied all the ink down the sink and the bathroom, washing the reservoir out carefully. And then you waited for an opportunity to suck up some of the poison, didn't you? Into your fountain pen. Yes, that's right. Answer me one thing, Mini-Memo-san. Why did you steal it? For what purposes? For what purposes? Isn't it obvious? To find out what it was made of and expose it in an article. I mean, it was a secret project after all. Too juicy for a journal like me to pass up. Then why did the English woman ended up dead? Because I also want to kill the lady. I went into that her intending to quiz her on her situation. That's all. As a reporter, a known killer enjoying full freedom and evading justice by leaving the country. I told her what I thought about it, and she just laughed in my face. Let's go, CG. Let's go. Oh, was this a Far Eastern caveman purporting to practice journalism? Really, you must learn the difference between reporting and listening at doorways. You ignorant plebeian? What did you call me? This country. What is pretensions to a justice system to a free press is really very depressing. You see our superior ways in the West, yet you lack the mental capacity to emulate them. Get out of here, you oaf. Get out and crawl back to the cave you came from. Let's go. That's when I remembered about the deadly poison I happened to have in my pen at the time. So the second degree then. This was not planned. Well, he's saying it's not planned because it's separate intentions. What a terrible tale. In my head, I knew I should just get out of there as quickly as possible, but I couldn't. I couldn't let her get away with what she had done when she clearly had no remorse at all. Well, now this is gonna be international press news, huh? I suppose it was my journal spirit getting all fired up. Unless they're gonna swap it, like sweep it under the rug and nobody knows. Okay. I'd like to ask you something. Yes? You often talk about justice. But surely as a journalist, you could have used other means to deliver the justice you sought. Yeah. There's no justice in the press. Sorry? After that trial 9 months ago, I kept digging and digging in to find out what had happened in that courtroom. And finally, I discovered the truth. It was a cover-up. That's what it was. A cover-up? What do you mean? I will remind you of your position, witness. Be careful of what you say. Oh, Oh, come on! Doesn't it strike you as strange? We're suddenly not allowed to convict a foreign national. National consular jurisdiction should never have come into it, and yet that puffed up English woman was going to sail away into the sunset a free woman. The only possible explanation is that behind the scenes, some deal had gone down between Britain and Japan. What sort of deal? I've done my research, dug up all the dirt, it was all ready to be published. But you know what happened? The editor just tore the article up. Well, spit the tea now. He came under pressure from the government, you mean? If our government is going to let criminals walk free, if they're going to crush the free press, then what choice do I have but to see that justice is done myself? Let's not forget, Mini-Memo-san, that you committed murder yourself and you tried to lay the blame at the defendant's door. Yep. I'm sorry, but you're no better than Jezel Brett. What? The truth is, you have no right to talk about justice at all. Okay, what was the... I want the juicy article that tore up, I suppose. Bruh. Shaking my head. We're not gonna get that, okay. We're gonna get that, next case, or the end of the case. End of the 5th case, huh? It would appear that we have reached a conclusion in this crowd at last. Counsel for the defense. Naruhodo. Oh. Yes. Amen. Sorry, Your Excellency. But musing in a manly way here. It's almost unbelievable that this is your first experience of the Supreme Court. It was an excellent performance. And true, it very much remind me of your cousin's exploits. Oh, Naruhodo-san. Ryunosuke, you mean? The way he handled the trial 9 months ago, and the way you handled this one, gives me the hope that we're generally entering a new era of justice in this land. That's very flattering, Your Excellency. Carrying the defense you put forward today made me feel most keenly that the future of our justice system will be forged by you and your contemporaries. Thank you. So, Prosecutor Aichi, do you have any final thoughts? Oh my god, he's gonna cut his ear. Yeah, I remember this. He cut his last one here, I think. Right? Takatsuchi of the Aichi clan had been vested by a callow youth not once now but twice. If there was any shred of my former self left, it has withered and died here today. Gosh, your journal to cultural enlightenment sure took a while, didn't it? Silence! Grand and living on in shame. I will end it all now with this blade. For that is the true path to Aichism. Aichism? One hopes that's the only way in which he'll be modeling himself after the witness. Why isn't this bitch BGS? Spring of my top knot. The time is right for a farewell. Oh my god. Hope is lost forever. Takatsuchi. 他把他上面那个头发给切掉。He's crying. He's gonna cry. Zuko moment. Oh my god. Oh no! He's commenting Sudoku? What's Sudoku? 4 here. Okay, that's it, that's it. No, I didn't get the guilty. I'm not guilty. Wait, here. Now, in regard to the defendant, Rei Mimabi-san. Yes, Your Excellency? I have reached my final verdict. Let's go. I hereby find you... Harakiri was Harakiri. Let's go. Where's the blossom come from, huh? 哪里飘来的樱花? Let's go. Court is adjourned. Yeah, so this case was like close to 4 hours. The walkthrough was like 2 hours and 40 minutes. So like 3 plus 1 hour is like, yeah, like less than 4 hours. Supreme Court Jurisdictional Defendants Ain't Chamber 3. Is it only where people confuse Spekeku? What's Spekeku? It's over. 没有，他之前说是新长出来的头发是希望，只是以前是秃的。My heart is still pounding in my chest though. Is all I can do. I can do just to stay standing. Is ritual suicide? But what happened to prosecutor? Ah, Lars have such great responsibilities, such a great burden to bear. Don't they, Naruto-san? What do you mean happened to prosecutor? Oh, you mean what he did, right? Sasato. Let's go. Thank you so much. You were so dashing in there. Right, and fodder. Honestly, I'm so touched by everything you've... Oh no, I think I'm going to cry. It wasn't easy, but together we made it. It was on the verge of tears. I was on the verge of tears at the end too. Yeah. The only reason I'm still here is because of you. Oh no, I can't take all the credit. It took courage to tell the truth in there. You did wonderfully, Ray. So I would have to say that the congratulations belongs to you. Sasato, don't be so standoffish. Sorry? We're friends, equals, and the trial's over. So no more of this formal super humility and nonsense. Humility nonsense. It's time to celebrate with swagger. To throw caution to the wind. Caution to the... What? I'm the great defense lawyer, Dunado Naruto, and I'm taking you out to a milk bar tomorrow. What's a milk bar? Or something. Right, I see. I'll, think about it, right? At any rate, we really knocked the wind out of that horrid man, and it felt so good. Yes, it was satisfying. It really was? Isn't there anybody else we could throw together? I hope you're not looking at me, Ray. Oh, my goodness, no, of course not, there it is at last, Ray's lovely smile. You fought for your friend to the very last. As your father, I'm extremely proud of you. Defense attorney, Lunado Naruhodo. Thank you, but I couldn't have done it without your help. Anyway, it's time to bid farewell to Naruto, I think. I shall miss him in a way, but it's back to Susato Mikotoba now. Yeah. So, I'll never see him again then. What a terrible shame. What? You gotta be like, what is happening? Sasaki-san, Inspector Honosaka, I do hope you've been keeping well. Is that really you? Yes, I had to change my appearance for, oh well, obvious reasons, I hope. But it's me, Susato Mikotoba. I don't... So dashing, so divine. No! Double dashing, yes, and devilishly divine, just look at you. I had no idea, Mrs. Sato-san, that you were Locum student Naruhodo-san and Kui's cousin. Astonishing ace attorney! Astonishing ace attorney. Oh my god. Poor Soseki-san, so confused. Yeah. I still remember the first time I ever met him. He was in a prison cell in London. Yeah, when an extraordinary conjuration, it was that the unwitting student from Japan found himself and brought it in. Yeah. But after Naruhodo-san's skillful defense at the Old Bailey, Suzuki-san was free to return to Japan. And now he seems to have earned himself great fame as an author. I'm stunned, and that's a truly impressive disguise. Even had no idea I'm a chief inspector at the police bureau who came up with the visitor on the list. I'm not sure you should be admitting to that, Inspector. Amazing, you're a woman of many faces, I see. Just you, really. And this was a once-in-a-lifetime event, I hope. Oh, I'm not a patch on you, though. Inspector? Yeah, the turtle's still here. Well, I'm a professional, of course. Yeah. Flashback of him as well. I do worry about Inspector Hosonaga sometimes, I really do. Yeah, he's always coughing blood, huh? 9 months ago, when he appeared here at the Supreme Court to testify, he was undercover, disguised as the head waiter of the restaurant. Yeah, same first case. And then on the same ship to Great Urban, of course, disguised as a sailor to keep us safe on our journey. Yeah, case 2. Though that didn't help you, did it, Kazuma-sama? From my perspective, I have to admit that I had mixed feelings about all this. I mean, now the truth has been lost forever. What do you mean? I'm talking about the murder that the English woman committed at the end of last year. Oh yes, it was an English doctor she killed, as I understand. Yeah, Watson. Yep. Yes, that man I invited to Japan personally. The mystery is, why did she kill him? And now that the culprit herself is dead, we'll probably never know the answer. We will in the last case here. I mean, the last case of when they had the numbers. On the voyage of Great Britain, we almost had... Yeah, an unexpected encounter. His name was also on there. With Mr. Sherlock Holmes, the Great Detective, I mean. Yes, I remember Mr. Jones well, of course. Ah. My arch nemesis, how lightly you utter his name. Well, according to the stories published about him in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, the detective once had a partner who helped him solve crimes, a best friend. Yep. And that man was an exceptional doctor of medicine by the name of John H. Watson. What? Dr. Watson? Just can't believe it's a coincidence. I think the English doctor of the medicine killed here in Japan 9 months ago must have been the friend and partner of Mr. Sholmes. And if that's really true, yep, then the poor girl won't ever see her beloved father again. As you know, I traveled to Great Britain once myself to study. It was around the time you were born. Yes, grandmother told me about it. On returning to Japan, I took up my professional shit at the Empire Yume University, but I also served another role as advisor to the government on diplomatic affairs. Yes, I was aware of that as well. In that case, I'm sure you understand that there are some confidential matters I cannot divulge to you, bruh. So he knows. Could you just tell me one thing? Why did you summon me back to Japan? Yeah, it's been 2 months now since I returned. When I left England, it was because of an urgent telegram had arrived from Japan. It said that you collapsed with the high fever and you were growing weaker by the day. What? Where did that news come from? Let's go. That's what I'd like to know, because after that long sea voyage, I found you in fine health, father. Was there something in Great Britain that you perceived might inconvenience me in some way or harm me? That's really the only explanation I can think of. Yeah. Dear me. Do you reserve your most cutting glares for your father, Sasato-san? Sasato, I'm sorry, my dear. I simply can't. Let me go. Oh. Ha. Oh, he's gonna tell us the cover-up. No? Many memos on. So, one throw wasn't enough for you. I've got one last thing to say before they take me away. Yeah, Professor. Me? Yeah, they're coming after you, no? I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on. In that visiting student's fate. Visiting student. Jezel Brett, you mean? Yeah. No, not her. The student of law who left Great Britain 8 months ago, yeah. Kazuma. What? Student of law? He must mean Kazuma-sama. What are you talking about? What does any of this have to do with Kazuma-sama? Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know that the glide never made it to England, that he died on the same ship, and that he'll never... Okay. What? Well, I didn't expect to find him in here. What the fuck? What are you officers playing at, bruh? Terribly sorry, Your Excellency. Gotta fucking just not tell us the shit, bruh. Oh my god. I was coming to tell you that the registrar has arrived. Eugene, it's a good job I came by. Yes, thank you for dealing with him, and I'll be there shortly. Oh, Your Excellency. Ha 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 ha. The trial's over, I'm not Your Excellency anymore. I'm merely your father's friend. Seshiro Jigoku. Jigoku is hell. And may I say that since I saw you last, you seem to have taken on a more dashing appearance. So everybody knows, Sasato, that you know all along from the start of the trial. Ha 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 ha, yes. A judge sees every day, Sasato. Couldn't let you take the rest. If Shishiro here had not known, and then he recognized you. Okay, so fucking everybody knows. So I had a word in his ear beforehand as an old friend, bruh. So Shishiro, shall we? Yes, having ruled on that case, we now have various diplomat issues to address. Before you go, father, sorry, my dear, we shall have to return to your earlier conversation at a later day. But well done again, both of you. You did admirably. Well done. Oh, thank you very much. What did you think of my Shishiro slate, huh? It's been a while since I sent a man flying like that. Ha 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 ha. Bruh. Whatever could father be hiding from me. About Jezelbret, about Dr. Watson, about... And now it seems, according to the reporter, yeah, about Kazuma-sama. Going to have to bring this up with father sometime, when nobody else is around. Judicial system, Mikotoba-san, it squeaks, could I have a whirl? Hmm? Yes, of course, Suzuki-san. What is it? I think perhaps it could be fate that we're meeting again like this now. You see? There's something I need to tell you. Let's go. Oh, I believe that it may be related to the reason why your father summoned you back from England. Oh, this I have to hear. Please, Suzuki-san, tell me at once. I will. Hurry. As you know, my time in England was terrible. Cursed, I have no doubt. Such awful days I was embroiled in, thank goodness. Locum student Naruhodo-san agrees stepped in. After he secured my freedom, I couldn't wait to get on a ship back here to my homeland. This is all for like flashback for people that did not play one. Having right in Japan, I submitted a report about my experience to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Okay, this is new. Next thing I knew, I had a visitor. It was her father, Professor Mikotoba. He wanted to ask me all sorts of things about my report. My father. He seemed to be especially taken with a particular part of the report. Anyway, he left. What anyway? He left eventually, having thoroughly quizzed me. But it was the very next day that he sent the telegram to you asking you to return to Japan. What was it then? The particular part my father was interested in. Kazuma-sama. I don't really know exactly, bruh. But do you remember them? Those two terrible cases I was caught up in. Of course, I could never forget. Your father seemed to concern himself mainly with the second case. The second one? You mean the one Mr. Shone forbade any of us to talk about in public? Yeah. Which is why the only case involving you that any member of the public is aware of is the first. Yeah. Well, I don't care. I don't have to listen to what that dastardly detective says. Anyway, the point is, it seems that the case somehow holds the key to all these curious and unanswered questions. The horrific, heinous crime, the case of the haunted longings. Which case was it? Case 3? Can't be case 5, right? That case somehow caused my father to summon me urgently back to Japan. I thought that whole business was over, but it seemed I was wrong. The Geno one. Perhaps that was only the start. Perhaps the story is not yet told. The sword one. So the last case? Yeah, he was involved in that. The first case, was he was in jail. We're back at the tree. The first case was he was in jail and then we saved him.
The mystery of that English woman's death is solved, thank goodness.
It is?
And having stood in the Supreme Court now, I think I can comprehend a little better.
Yeah, the second case, so the last case, yeah.
Feeling as you fight for people's freedom in a foreign land, Naruhodo-san. But actually, I'm writing to you today because of another matter. I met Soseki-san and we talked about that second case he was involved in. Father has said nothing to me, but I feel certain of it. That case holds the key to some great unsolved mystery. My notes on the case should still be in the office, tucked away at the back of the shelves on the left. Perhaps you might like to look over them again. Today,
what?
For the first time this year, it feels as though summer has arrived. The sky
is he writing? Is he writing the mail for us because he's telling us the location of the shelf? Where's on the shelf?
Yours, Susato.
See you again. I mean, he's talking to Naruhodo, but he's in front of Kazuma's grave. No? And okay. Susato success. Complete episode 1. Let's go. Yeah, another clouded Kokoro, huh? Yeah, that's for next. Okay, at least this case was kind of split up into trial 1 and 2. Well, trial, like, it was like 10 minutes of trial 1 here before it got disconnected. I think the next case is a 7-hour case. Let me see. Achievement. Yeah, it's just like finishing the day. Pretty sure the walkthrough is the walkthrough is 6 hours, so it should be like maybe 7 hours, 7+ hours. The clouded kokoro. Anyways, also, did you guys know that tomorrow's Ace Day? I found out Soseki real author. Yeah, he's the real author. He's like the Japanese like what's it called? What's his name? Garter? What's his I forgot I don't know how to say his name. But he's like that. I have like an Ace Attorney, not trading card, but I bought a box. Well, not I mean yeah, a box. So we'll open that tomorrow. Or like today. And I have like 10,000 ETA bags, so I don't know. We could probably do something. That's the plan for tomorrow or today, since it's Ace Day. Yeah, asexual day is April 6th. We're like 10 minutes away from April 6th, but I'm thinking like I could open that box. It's like if you guys remember when I did the Chinese CCGs, like it was like collectible cards. It's just cards that are like from like the illustration arts and also like screenshots. He mentioned that he was writing "I Am the Cat," yeah, which is one of his real life works. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like actual like famous author. Like 我要干啥来着？什么干啥？不是，我买了一下，我买了卡游新出了一个那个逆转裁判的那个盒子嘛，我买了一盒。然后明天是 asexual day，Ace being like Ace Attorney，可以把那一盒开一下。然后不是有一堆痛毛嘛 and I have like 10,000 ETA bags, so we can figure something out. I don't know. I also have my Ace Attorney merchant. Like I have the playmat. I have like all the accessories. I don't know. I could show it. It's not a lot. It's not a lot of merch, and it's a tiny portion of the shelf. 对，是收藏卡，它不是集换。对，看画了。对。Anyways, I bought a box so we can open that. So that's the plan for tomorrow or today. Let me see. Yeah. And then as I said yesterday, the mic came in. So Friday we'll do the Gengar slipper. And yeah, we'll do like case 2 here next week. So no, I don't think I'm gonna do Yu-Gi-Oh next week, but I'll do Yu-Gi-Oh like the next week, next week, and next week, and next week. Like end above Klein. Kind of. Like the last 2 months, maybe. 拿到了，对对对，那个也拿到了，那个也拿到了。Yeah. Ace Attorney has kids. What Ace Attorney has kids? 有的，有的，在的，在的，有拿到。明天给他们看一看。But yeah. What do you mean Ace Attorney has kids? Oh, 我还没有仔细摁过呢。No master duel. I'm trying to climb next week. And next week? Well, not for next week, but for next week, there's a collab for Master Duel. Well, I mean, next week there is a Kill Tune, but I don't care about that deck. That's like a. I don't know. Do you want me? I mean, I'm not gonna pull. Like, even though it's a road deck, there's gonna be a lot of URs, right? It's coming out on the 9th. Or like, so basically, I could stream it on the 10th. I could stream it on the 10th. But it's like, I'm not gonna build that deck. Unless it has no UR, which they will have URs. It will at least have to be like 2 URs now. I didn't even stream last night when the pack came out. We're trying to finish Fogafia. That's why. Oh. Okay, so it's apparently Pocket V3 is a trash. It's trash. It's not good. I haven't even opened from the last update. Like I didn't even open on my phone. But like I needed to like download it. It's funny, he's ace attorney, but he has kids. Okay, but you know the ace is like, ace is short for asexual. It's like a nickname of asexual. So ace attorney doesn't mean, it doesn't mean actually asexual. The most asexual like character is actually Miles, but like people just say he's gay. But like he's the closest to like not even asexual. He's aromantic and asexual. Maybe okay, actually, maybe he's not aromantic because he had feelings. He had these unnecessary emotions to Naruhodo, right? So to Phoenix, I mean, because in English is Phoenix, right? But his last name is Naruhodo. Okay, so he is Naruhodo. So maybe he's just asexual. He's not aromantic. 不建议抽。我主要因为每个礼拜搞 poker P 啊，我就不想这东西要搞东西太多了。就下周不打算地吧，因为下周新包出来那个什么杀手绿茵啊，那东西也不强，那东西肯定是 UR， 我也不玩的，没必要，那就不开了吧。He's gay for Miles, definitely not ace. Okay, no, you do know that romantic attraction and sexual attraction is different, right? Like you could be asexual, but you don't need to be aromantic. So he could be, I don't know, he could be like, what's it called? Homo-romantic? Is it no? That's not called homo-romantic. Yeah, like homosexual, right? It's like homosexual, but he could be homo-romantic. But then he's like sexually, he's not sexually attracted to anybody else, so he's asexual. It's different. 去 review. 主要是如果要再开一个的话，那就又要有一天单独给它开出来。Yeah， 是不是要轰我？不是，我在说无性恋里是我在说那个浪漫倾向和性向是分开来的，就是因为 ace attorney 的 ace 就无性恋 asexual， 它有个简称叫 ace， 就是 a 就是那个 ace 就是 ace attorney 的 ace。然后我说逆转裁判里的无性恋有可能是遇见，但是遇见有可能不是 aromantic， 因为它有额外的多余的情感，是吧？所以他可能是 romantic， 他是 homo， 但是 sexually 他不 attracted to anybody，so he's asexual. Yeah, we can talk about it tomorrow more, but like it's different. It doesn't mean like it doesn't mean the both of them has to be same. But yeah. Okay, I'll send you guys. Yeah. I mean, we could also I could go in depth tomorrow. We can go in depth tomorrow. There's more of like misconceptions what asexual means. 并不是，那个是你们自己的梗。Homosexual 就是同性恋啊。Heterosexual 是异性恋 ，homosexual is 同性恋。Okay. Somebody is streaming Ace Attorney. I think she's playing 2-1. I mean 1-2. Oh yeah, she's playing 1-2 on the boat where the fake dead is at. But yeah, I don't think I'll play Kyatun. Unless, I don't know, there's no UR, which I don't think so. So maybe no Master Duel next week. But next week, for sure, yes. I mean, next week and next week is the last 2 week of this month, which we have to climb. So, anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow with more Ace Attorney, basically. Not playing cases, but we have some Ace Attorney merch. And we can talk about asexual stuff because it's Ace Day. Yeah, 走了。400多 UR 呢？真的假的？ 400 UR does? Yeah, definitely not playing that or even opening. Yeah, not opening Master Duel for that. all good. But yeah. Bye. Speaking of Violent Phoenix, have you watched the Ace Attorney anime? Yes, I did. The Blooblers? What Blooblers? Wait, what Blooblers? What Blooblers? There is one like for I think is it for 10th anniversary or something. There was a there was a what's that thing called? Where it's like 2D Phoenix and 3D Naruhodo. It's like one of the it's like a celebration they had like that's not the anime, but they had like some promotional stuff. I saw that. I also saw the actual anime of the trilogy, but I don't know what bloopers you meant. I don't know. You can post it in the Ace Attorney channel. I'll see. I'll check. I'll check it out. I might have watched it. Oops. Okay. Bloopers are when the VA mess up their lines. Oh, I haven't seen that actually. No. Oh, but for the anime, you mean? Okay, okay. You know what? How long is that? Maybe we can watch that tomorrow. Since like opening a box doesn't take like long. I'm not gonna use my feet, so it's just one box, and I have some rage. It's gonna be like maximum 2 hours, anyways. So we could squeeze in some blooper reactions. But yeah, I'll see you guys for more Ace Attorney tomorrow or today. Bye 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 bye.